Hey, what is up guys? Hurricane Liz here, and I'm on my balcony. I'm actually just relaxing because I just got done with a 2-day virtual live Amazon event for FBA sellers, and it was a complete sellout. It was pretty nuts. It was pretty amazing, and we delivered some of the very best content. So I had to do a video in between in order to make sure that I keep up with the content that I get to you guys, because that's obviously extremely important, and I did just that. And one of the themes that we talked about in this particular mastermind is preparing for the situation that we're currently in, which is this pandemic, right? We're still kind of on semi-soft lockdown, and people still got a lot of time on their hands, and so they're consuming more books, more products, and more t-shirts and all that good stuff because they're shopping online more now than ever. So what we need to start doing is preparing better for the future. And what I mean by that is we just shouldn't throw things straight out of our ass, right? We shouldn't just be making them up last minute. We should be prepping for them. We should be strategically understanding what sells well in which months, which in general is probably going to mean doubling or tripling your. But we got to understand that if we can prepare for that, then our sales can go even higher if we know the right products to sell. And that was one of the themes that we had at the actual mastermind. And that's one of the themes that I want to show you guys. So in a minute, I'm going to get off my ass, get inside, and show you a video over the shoulder as I show you how I would prepare for July, August, and beyond. And it's a simple trick. I've showed this trick before, but I thought I'd go in more in depth for the no content people, because they were complaining like, Liz, why you show so much love to the low content? Why not no content? So I want to show that no content matters. And in this video, I explore the no content niche and how to prepare for July and August. So let's go ahead and get into my desktop and jump straight in. All right, so we're on the screen share here, and I'm going to show you guys what I would start preparing for July, August, and September. I'm going to skip on Halloween. I'm going to have to tell you guys later, but let's first at least dive into July and August, since we're pretty much all the way through June, and you should be preparing these books. So remember, this is the Kindle time machine, and I can tell you what sold over a year ago today, and chances are that's going to sell just as good. So let's see what we're going to talk about here. Let's go to Black Box. And now I haven't looked at this before, so I'm not cheating. I didn't look beforehand, and I'm going to tell you all the great stuff out there, but what I'm doing here instead is doing it live on the fly. All right, so my favorite part to use about this whole thing is to pretty much just go into keywords, and we can enter either keywords or we can do products. Either one will work out. And remember, the magic happens when you click on advanced filters and you go to best sales period. So we're gonna go ahead and go back in 2019. We're gonna get in our time machine. Like I said, last time I said it was a sexy Lamborghini, I meant a sexy DeLorean. And yes, I've seen the movie. I've seen it all too many times, but I was just thinking of the Lambo and I missed the DeLorean. So 2019, we will check July to see what's up. Like obviously there's 4th of July there, so we can almost predict that could be something, but we don't know yet. So I'm gonna go best sales period July 2019, and then I'm gonna hit search, and we're gonna see what exactly pops up when we search products. So the search is already complete, and now here we can see what was hot. The cartoon history of the modern world. Oh, and the one thing that I forgot to check off here was, as usual, we're gonna go into the books category. And again, if you're doing this for print on demand, you can just pick the clothing category and it'll show you what are the hot sellers for clothing. So again, couple clip art books, Guide to Colorado, and one last search that we're gonna add here is a keyword title search. So the last video, people were like up in arms, like, Liz, what do we do for no content? We still don't know what the hell you're talking about. Obviously, coloring and activity book keywords are given, and a lot of people search those, but what if we're in low content? Well, it's simple. Put whatever keyword you want here. And so for the search that I'm actually doing, let's look at logbook, right? Because a lot of people have a lot of success with logbooks, yet they're like, I'm out of ideas for what to create with logbooks. So let's see what actually pops up, or if anything even pops up. It doesn't look like it did the search for that. There it goes. Now it did the search for logbook. So here we have a camping logbook, and makes perfect sense, right? I would have never thought of that because I'm not much of a camper. I'm afraid of the wilderness. I hear the word bear and I run like a little bitch, faster than Speedy Gonzalez across the freaking Mexican coast of California. I am fast. You can't tell, but I am. So I would skip that altogether. But here's another one: meeting logbook, internet address and password logbook, composition handgun training logbook. So you can get all sorts of ideas for what was actually selling last July just by looking the term logbook. And again, as I said before, I would have never guessed the camping one, but there are plenty of people out there that like to camp, and now it makes perfect sense because people are camping in summer like crazy, and so it makes sense. The next thing that I would search here is I would just go on down the line of all my top selling books. So we can go ahead and put journal. So I'm going to click journal and I'm going to have this search. And here we go with journal. We've got a Flourishes journal, a food critic journal, a 2-minute morning journal, a journal black journal, 300 pages, a parrot journal, a soccer journal, which makes sense. It's in the summer and people are playing a lot of soccer. So again, a lot of things that I wouldn't think of, but they're selling extremely well in July. And the list goes on and on. Surprisingly, an Alaska log or book, whatever we're looking at, journal, a travel journal because, hey, people travel in the summer, and a football journal for fantasy football. I would have never thought of that, but again, I'm not a fantasy football player, but I know that almost every male in America thinks he's bad AF at fantasy football, and most of them just are nuts, right? Here we have occupational therapist journal. A lot of people talk about making nursing journals, but they don't particularly talk about what type of nursing journals. But as I go through this, I'm seeing a lot of different ideas. Here's a mermaid one and so forth. And really, kids, all you got to do is continue to put whatever category you sell well in. As we saw in the last video, I looked at coloring book and activity book, but I didn't really take the time to look at the no content. So I just wanted to throw you guys some extra love. And to help you in case you have no idea of anything else to sell, take a look at my 15 different notebooks or 15 different KDP idea video. That will show you some of these other keywords that you can put in here, but really you are not limited to what you can actually put here. Now let's do one other thing. Let's go over and look at keywords and take a look at what's going on there. Now categories, I'm going to select books, and then I am going to go ahead and pick best sales period. Again, we're going to go back to 2019 and we're going to pick July, and that's it. We're going to go search and we're going to see what categories within books were fire. And then we can kind of zone in on those particular categories. So an everyday tarot deck. And again, we could also, in this one, we can put the keyword search here. So I'm going to go ahead and put journal. And if I wanted a more specific data to come through, journal is perfect. So we're looking for no content, but we can see beach house journal, journal guest book, kids camping journal, and Marilyn Monroe journals. I have no idea why that one sells, but you sort of get the picture. Now let's go ahead and change it to logbook, and we can see for that logbook that there was nothing that came back. But let's just go ahead and put planner and see if anything pops up here. So I'm putting planner, and again, nothing. So sometimes you will get nothing, but if you keep looking, the hidden gems will come out for every single month, and you can almost have, like I said, the Kindle time machine. So that's it for this video. Hopefully this helped you think of countless amounts of ideas to use in your no content book library. I didn't talk about low content at all, so hopefully you guys are happy. And as usual, if you have any questions or comments, please post them below. I always personally answer them, and I'll see you guys in the next video.